youth, a path to a resilient and compassionate future. Okay, so today we want to explore. I know this morning about the North Star and how to boil it down so everyone can understand, right? So Buddhism is a timeless wisdom, and we want to adapt it and to empower our youth for the future so that they can understand the tools that are available for them, right? So even when doing book then sometimes the lessons are too very complex. If I sit down with Tam to explain and boil it down so I can understand. But I have 6 points here that I want to share that I think will be impactful if we teach so hopefully these valuable insights can help them cultivate, be resilient, compassionate, and focus on developing their inner strength. So the first one is easy. It's simplified mindfulness, right? So in the world today, there's so many distractions, so it's important that we teach them to take a moment, either in the morning, in the middle of the day, to practice mindfulness. A week ago, sent out a very simple practice guide on how to practice mindfulness. So I think, as always, when we go back to our yedins, we should use that guide to teach them that and implement it and encourage them to practice it in their daily lives. The number two is teaching empathy. So Buddhism emphasizes compassion for all beings. We can adapt this by teaching our youth the importance of empathy. So empathy, basically, and boil it down, seek hiểu và thương, right? So you seek first to understand before you want to be understood. So you're just waiting for the other person to finish talking. You don't even listen to them, and then you jumped in. I'm guilty of that, but I also always have to remind myself, let them finish, pause, think, and then respond to what they say. Because one, it shows you that you're listening to them, but it also shows that you're digesting what they say, and you can learn something from it, and you absorb it fully. So empathy and emotional intelligence is a big thing in the modern day for leaders. So encouraging them to actively listen to others, understand different perspectives, and practice kindness. And then point three is digital mindfulness. So in digital age, we talk about utilizing digital for our advantage. But screen addiction and then cyberbullying is a really big thing nowadays, right? So it's easy for kids to play games with someone across the world, and they get bullied, and the parents don't even know it because of the impact that the amount of time that they're spending in that digital world. So we need to teach the youth to use technology mindfully and reminding them that genuine connections and presence are more fulfilling than endless scrolling, right? So it's kind of ironic because the world we live in now today, so much technology allows us to connect with each other. From people in Vietnam to here, you can talk to them on your phone, and yet you go to dinner and everyone's looking at their phone, right? So we have the tools to connect, and yet in many ways we're more disconnected than ever. So that's the risk that we need to teach our youth, is digital mindfulness. Point four is mindful consumption. So Buddhism encourages mindful consumption. So Amazon.com, you can buy whatever you want with the click of a button. You can, on the internet, you can Google search and find anything, any content that you wish. But mindful consumption is important to teach KM because it needs to be for the positive, right? There's a lot of easy access to negative content that, we don't even know that they have access to. So we need to empower them with the knowledge to make a decision what is right and what is wrong, and make sure they are consuming the right topics or the right topics too. So to foster a sense of responsibility towards not only the environment but society. Point five is self-compassion. So in this day and age, mental health is a big deal. Buddhism teaches self-compassion, which is vital for our youth today. We need to guide them to embrace self-compassion practices and emphasizing that it's okay to make mistakes and learn from them. So a lot of growing up in this environment have a lot of pressure to succeed or be a certain person by their parents, their friends. So we need to empower them to love themselves and have the ability to grow and be confident as an individual, so that they feel empowered to make change in the future world. And then point six, the last one, is mindful decision making. So peer pressure is a real thing. We need to encourage our youth to make decisions with intention, meaning they thought about it, and it's with a mindfulness choice to make that decision. And we need to teach them to reflect on the consequences of their choices and consider how their actions impact themselves and others. So a lot of times, instant gratification is the culture nowadays. So I want to do something and receive immediate feedback, but sometimes you don't stop to think about the impact long-term that it has on CAC or your parents. So mindfulness in decision-making is the last point that and then, so in conclusion, adapting Buddhist teachings to our youth is about providing them with practical tools. So the 6 tools that I talk about is simplified mindfulness, leading with empathy, digital awareness, mindful consumption, self-compassion, and then mindful decision-making. They're all powerful assets that can help them become resilient, but strong within a group, but also strong individuals as well. So by integrating these into our lives, we empower our youth to forge a future full of wisdom and kindness. And then if we as Changnam Kekanchi live by these practices too, we can share them with them. So again, the North Star, the vision and mission sometimes is hard. So when we boil it down to, I think, these 6 things, even if we do a day of mindfulness, if we focus on these 6 points, I think it'll be a very fruitful discussion and a positive impact on them. With me, Cook's point, I share that.